Hi, welcome to Garden Guns. This is a little bit of a special one, and one I didn't think I'd ever get to make. What are we here to talk about today? We are here to talk about this beauty. Before I go any further, let's talk about the lemon in the room, is that right? Anyway, let's talk about the Marmite piece on this. It's going to be the stock. You're either going to love it or you're going to loathe it. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Let's talk about the rifle itself first. So, straight out, I've got to say thanks to Phil at Leicestershire Airguns. This is his rifle. It's never been shot, it's fresh out of the box, and he's given it to me to test. So, thank you very much for Phil. Yeah, thanks very much for Phil, but also thank you to Phil for trusting me with this beautiful piece of kit. For those of you that don't know, this is the Weihrauch 1899 series limited edition. It's going to be a theme of this video. I'm going to be falling over my own tongue. Limited edition 97K, and it's in, as you can see, it's the thumb hole. This is to celebrate 125 years of airgun manufacture by Weihrauch, and as such, this rifle has been printed up to show that fact. So, let's see, hopefully it will come on camera there. Let's just cover that bit. So you've got your I think is it chemical etching? It's either chemical or laser etching on there. So you've got what's underneath my finger there is the limited edition, what run it is of the thing. Then you've got the Weihrauch 125 years bits just here, basically showing 125 years of Weihrauch. You've also got that on the base and in the pistol grip there as well. Let's run the rifle butt to tip. It has got an adjustable butt pad. As you can see, it's got the Weihrauch emblem basically routed out in the stock. Pistol grip's got the 125 years on it, as I've already said, as has the bottom of the pistol grip. Beautiful thumb hole stock, gold record match trigger. Yeah, it's the Weihrauch record trigger. For those of you that know it, you know I need to say nothing else about that. It's superb. Standard cross bolt safety, 3-point arrestor, 3 holes for the arrestor studs, 11mm dovetail scope rail. Standard 97K loading port, underlever. Believe that this is a moderator at the front, tiny, but I mean you don't really, it's a spring powered rifle, and I think there's certainly no crack when this rifle goes off. There is a bit of a boing, but other than that, it's, you know, yeah, it's I believe the internals are a standard 97K's internals. I don't think Weihrauch have done anything to sort of make it any better. But anyway, you've got really nice, it's not checkering, it's like almost like a grip tape finish from a skateboard or something on the pistol grip and on the foregrip, on the forestock. And it's really nice and grippy. I really like it. I kind of wish more airgun manufacturers did this finish actually. It's superb. And the stock itself, well, I mean, I think that's what this is all about. That and the markings on the rifle. You know, the stock is you know, when I first saw it, I did think it was a little bit bling. But when I got it out into the sunlight, it absolutely popped. And I have come to really like it. I thought it was black and red, but when it got out into the sunshine, I realised it was like a real sort of dark pepper grey with just hints of black in the laminate, and then with this sort of red finish on it. You know, I've grown to really like it. I really like the stock. You know, the overall fit and finish on it, the bluing's superb, the stock is superb. You know, gosh, you can already hear me gushing about this. So, is there anything else I can mention? Mention the trigger, mention the adjustable butt pad, mention the grippiness of the full stock and the pistol grip, mention the barrel. Yeah, I think I've covered everything on the rifle itself. Let's get on and do some shooting, and then I'll do some summing up on this. Back with you in a minute. Right, so here we go. 30 meters with Air Arms Diablo Fields, the new ones. The 1899 series limited edition HW97K. Let's see how we do. Hopefully all right. Right, there we go. 10 shots. No way I'm leaving it on top of there just in case it topples off. Anyway, let's go down, pick the target up, see how we've done. Alrighty, how did we do? Well, let's get the right target first. So, I mean, that whole group is under my thumbnail. I mean, it's almost under my little fingernail. This wayward shot here, that was me. That was me being sloppy. I messed my grip up, and yeah, that was me being sloppy. That was all my fault. So I'm happy with that. 30 meters with a Springer, for me, yeah, that's not bad. But when I got this rifle out this morning, oh, sorry, my nose is itchy. When I got the rifle out this morning and I was checking its zero, because I am shooting this video back to front, I'm going to take the scope off and do the first half of this video in a minute. When I checked its zero, please ignore this. This was me. Pardon me. This was me checking another rifle. When I checked the zero this morning, that's the group I shot, which is all under a little fingernail. I mean, that's pretty much a half PP size group, which I don't think we use half Ps anymore, showing my age. This shot here was a poor trigger pull on me. I yanked it. So that's 9 shots in there. You know, once again, we all know that I'm not the best Springer shooter, and I make no bones about that. So goodness knows how well this rifle would perform in somebody's more capable hands than mine. Absolutely superb. So one thing I am going to mention while the scope's on here, I wouldn't be able to show you when it's not, is the fact that I've had to use the scope on its furthest forward arrestor hole, the hole for the arrestor stud, which means that this scope, although not tiny, it's not a compact scope, it's not one of the largest either, I'd say it's about a medium size. But anyway, this scope hangs over the loading port a bit. Now we get into TX200 comparisons. Now my TX200 has sort of got it's a side loading gate, I would say, on it, whereas this is a full span across the top of the cylinder gate. And on my TX200, with my little stupid fat fingers anyway, it's tough. I mean, it's fiddly. It's a fiddly business, and that's without having a scope overhanging. I think with a scope like this overhanging the way that this one is, it would make a difficult job, a fiddly job, even fiddlier. Whereas on this, because it is fully open, no problems at all. I mean, even with the scope overhanging, this is easier to load than my TX200. Right, firing cycle. Bearing in mind, as far as I'm aware, this doesn't have any special magic done to the internals by Weihrauch. I think it's the etching, as far as I've been able to find out anyway, I think it's the etchings, the marking and the stock that is making this you know, the limited edition, the 1899 series limited edition rifle. And as such, I am really surprised and happy with how well this shoots. This is one of the lightest recoiling spring rifles out of the box I have ever shot. And unfortunately for me, and disappointingly, I think it really does. It's nicer to shoot in terms of the recoil. It's nicer to shoot than my TX. My TX has a proper thump, and bearing in mind, I think that's the tune in it. There is no boing, there is no twang, there is no spring vibration on my TX 200, but it does have a bit of a thump to it when that cylinder crashes home. Whereas this doesn't seem to have that. It's almost like a, yeah, it's almost like it's been cushioned. If this does have a boing, there's a definite boing when you pull the trigger, but I can live with that for the way that this shoots. I mean, this shoots beautifully. I am a little bit in love with this rifle, and I know that this stock's Marmite. You either love it or hate it, but it really does pop in the sunlight. Out in the daytime, I have really grown to love this sort of grey on the red. It's just, yeah. When it first came into the shop, I thought, like my wife, I thought it was a bit gaudy. My wife thinks this is gaudy. However, my son and his girlfriend think it's a good looking piece of kit, and I definitely agree with them. So that makes me down with the kids. I definitely agree with them on that. I actually, shooting it for the last couple of weeks has just made me, I've slowly fallen in love with this. And I think, we're going to sum up here, and I think that's all you really need to know about this particular rifle. 850 quid new at the moment at Leicestershire Airguns. That's a big ask. If you're a person like me that likes a practical and purposeful air rifle, one that ticks the boxes, one that can shoot well down at the club, and you're not frightened to take out into the field, then 850 quid is a bit steep. 850 quid's a bit steep anyway. Let's not beat around the bush, especially when you can buy a HW95 for like, what's it, 450, 460 now. I got it a little bit wrong in my Lightning video. I was a couple of months ahead in the price rise, but you're talking quite a decent step up for this. But I mean, this is a limited edition collector's piece. You're not buying something that is you're buying something that there aren't that many of. I think they're only making 600 of these, so you'll have one of 600 if you buy one of these. And look, I would never take this out hunting. This isn't out in the field, round the barns, out in the woods, chuck it in the back of the car sort of rifle. This is the sort of rifle that you pull out of a gun bag, you lay gently on your rest at the club, and you go plinking at the club, or you plink in your back garden or around your mates or something like that. This is what I would call a club and target / plinking rifle. I would be absolutely devastated if I dropped this, or I knocked the stock or anything like that. It would physically hurt me to do that. And as such, I'd never use it out in the field for hunting. So 850, it's quite an ask. But if you're one of those guys that basically doesn't do any hunting, then then you don't really have to worry about that little niggle. You're only going to use it for that. And I think you should use air rifles. This shouldn't be a wall hanger. This should be something that is used. It's designed to be used, and it shoots so well. It's such a nice rifle to shoot. And I don't really like thumbhole stocks, but this has really turned me around. And it's turned me around on the 97K. To the point I'm actually thinking about possibly trading in my TX200 against one of these. And I'm going to have to shoot my TX for a couple of weeks now, just to see how it sits with me. Because this has really surprised me. It has been an awesome experience, and I want to thank Phil for lending me this rifle to test, because he really, you know, this is his, and yeah, as I say, it was effectively fresh, brand new, out the box, never been shot before, and he gave it to me to break in and test. So thank you very much, Phil. So if you're interested in one of these, please go and check out Leicestershire Airguns. They do have at least 2, I think possibly 3 of these in stock. And yeah, think about buying one. I think they're wonderful. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Keep an eye out for the next video. Hopefully it won't be too long. I am rather busy with work, and I am running out of things to test at the moment. There seems to be a little bit of a lack of second-hand rifles that I haven't already looked at coming into Leicestershire Airguns, so I'm a little bit dry. Although I am planning on, my Lightning has gone back to BSA to have it looked at, so I might do an update video on that. And I am going to try and get a hold of a 95 so I can compare the 95 against the Lightning, because a lot of guys have asked me to do that, and I think that should be done because, you know, they're in the same ballpark. Anyway, let's stop. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and all the best. Cheers.